I'm here with metalsmith Mark Nelson, and Mark has a great idea for how to make bead caps on semi-precious beads, or any bead really.
Any bead, yeah. And
let's take a look at the earrings.
Okay.
What a gorgeous way to take your designs up a notch.
Thank you. It's making your own bead cap from Argentium sterling silver. It's a lot easier to do without solder, and Argentium fuses very, very easily.
Oh, wow. Well, how do you get started?
You're going to get started, you're going to pick a disc that's about the right size for your bead.
So, like, this is perfect for 8mm, I would say. Is that right?
It is. It's an 8mm disc for a 10mm bead.
Oh,
because you don't want, something too big.
You don't want to cover it up too much.
Right. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to make a jump ring, and it's going to go around the disc for a little decorative element.
So you've made the jump ring from Argentium wire.
Argentium twist wire, and then I wrapped it around the ring mandrel.
Yeah, it's really pretty. Let's show them what this wire looks like. It's already twisted.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wrap it around a mandrel the size jump ring that you need to fit your disc.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So did you just test it by laying it on the disc?
Right, I do, and I just kind of get it close. And then to fuse it, I just need to put a little flux right here on the seam, and you lay it on there.
So you fuse the ring first before attaching it to anything?
Right, because you got to make it round. And this will go pretty quick. It's going to heat it up. And what you're looking for is the metal's going to start to turn kind of orangey.
So you didn't put any solder on this, it was just flux?
Just flux right there at the seam, and that's going to keep the oxygen away so that the seam will hold. And it happened already. And you didn't
yeah,
even
look
see
at that.
It's very quick.
So it's seamless.
It is now, yes. And then what you're going to do is you're going to just kind of rinse it off. Then you can slip it on your mandrel, and you can see it went all the way down, so that's too big.
Oh, okay.
So what we're going to do is just take out little chunks and keep doing that process until it fits around that disc.
All right, and can you reserve the Argentium and use it again?
Oh, yeah. And you can use all the little bits and pieces of decoration on something else.
Great.
But I do have one here that fits, and it fits all the way around my disc. So you're just going to push that down. You got to have contact for it to fuse. Any kind of gaps, it's not going to fill. Okay?
All right.
So I'm just going to push that down really good.
Would you ever hammer this?
Hammer the ring down on top of that?
Yeah.
No, just push it real firmly.
Okay.
When you start hammering, you're going to change the dimensions of the ring.
Oh, right.
And you don't want to do that.
And you're working on a carbon block?
Carbon block, that's going to help keep the oxygen away and allow that metal to fuse.
Okay.
There again, I'm using that yellow flux. This will help keep the oxygen away. And you want it to go all the way around. And to solder this is a lot harder. Actually,
right.
People think, fusing is really, really hard. It just only takes an advanced person to do that.
It seems so easy.
In a lot of ways, it's a lot easier than soldering. And I've actually melted fewer things fusing than I have actually trying to put the solder, because when you put solder down, you're trying to get the flow. With the fusing of the argentium or any other metal, it's a set point, and it happens very, very quickly.
And how do you know that it's fused?
In some cases, you guess,
Right.
Like we're getting to the right color.
A little bit of experience comes in there, probably.
Right, you're going to melt a few things.
You just melt them down and start over.
So I think I got that. So let's check it out.
Okay. And you want to touch it with your tweezers. Is it still hot at this point? Right,
but I did let it cool a little bit. If you touch it too fast, it could crack.
Okay, so you let it cool a little, then quench.
Now I need to make a dome. So I'm just going to put it in my DAP set here and take it down to a dome. And I'll work it down to a size DAP that's the same size as my bead. So I'll keep going down to the same size until...
So you keep doming and doming?
Mm-hmm. Until you get the size that you need.
Okay.
Now the next step's pretty critical. You do have to clean that surface so nothing else will fuse to it. So just take a radial bristle disc. The blue one's good. It's about 400 grit. Leaves a nice finish. And it's going to scrub the surface, make it ultra clean. And once you do that, now we got to add the embellishment, right?
Right.
So I got some pre-made embellishment. I took a thin sheet of 26 gauge and cut out some little punches with the hole punch.
Tiny punches.
Very tiny. This part's going to take some patience. But what you can do is just take it, and the flux will act as like a glue almost,
Right.
And you can place your
It holds
items.
it in place as you're working your way around.
Right.
Now, it would have been perfectly beautiful if you stopped before you add these little dots, but the dots really add a finishing touch.
Yeah, I take it up to the next level. And with the rope around the end, you do have one level that you could stop at, and you can stop anywhere, really.
Right.
So you're going to add your embellishment until you get something. If I can get this off without managing to.
So this is one that you've already added little dots to.
Right, and it's dried. Because the next step here is you got to let that dry.
How long does it take to dry?
Could take anywhere from 30 minutes to a couple of hours.
Oh, and you're just putting it on a hot plate to dry?
Right, exactly. The reason for that is when I go to heat this up and that flux was wet, it'd start to bubble and those things would just lift right off.
Oh.
Okay, and then they all move around and you got to chase them around.
All right, we don't want to do that.
No. So what you're going to do on this one, same deal. This one you're going to have to get around the bead a little bit. So you may have to turn the block and make sure. But notice where I'm putting the tip of that flame? See, the tip of the blue flame is right on top of that metal, right?
Right.
Now see that orangey flame there?
Yes.
Start turning, and now the metal's all glossy. We're about fusing. We're fusing right now. And we just got to be really careful not to go any further, but we want to make sure everything gets, you know, good and fused.
So it's really tacked down.
So
Well,
it's-
more than tacked down.
So it's all the way down. Because what'll happen is, you know, we'll get done, we'll go like, ah, that was cool, I got it all done. And then one little dot will pop off.
Oh, so you want to make sure they're all completely on there.
Right. So we'll let it cool just a little bit, and we'll go ahead and dunk it in some more water. And now what I do is nice and cool. I'll go ahead and test with my fingers. And they're all on there.
All right, and then you would clean it up and drill? Drill a hole for the bead?
Exactly. You want to clean it up, drill it, oxidize it, and polish it, and you're done.
Great. Great project, Mark. Thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
We'll be right back with Danielle Fox.